What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only, Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scotty, what's happening, buddy? It is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a nice weekend, just trying to relax. I gotta chill out.
There's a lot going on, and if you don't know, here's a heads up, because on September 17th to the 18th, the guys and I are back with the big game, supporting big brothers and big sisters. Come out to the stream over at twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as some OTT platforms around the world with Esports TV and a few others that will be supporting this cause. Help us support the kids of all those who need it. Donate and hang out and have a good time. We got 24 games in 24 hours, Scott. It's going to be a busy 24 hours, man.
Coming up soon. Coming up soon, too. It's within reach. We've been talking about this for a year now. So.
I know. Yeah, we're back again to do it, man. 24 hours. We got special guests coming out, too. Shane Vereen, Super Bowl champ, and his brother Brock are going to be joining us. And some people from the community coming out, too. So a lot of good things happening. But, dude, what's coming up on today's show, where you can join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as YouTube. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Now, Scott, today, Bandai Namco's Elden Ring is already winning awards. Game's not even out yet. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Overwatch dev team looked to change McCree's name. We'll get into why that's happening. And cloud gaming is expected to make billions by 2024. Whoa, dude, we got some heavy stories today. You ready to get going?
Yeah, this sounds good. I've got some intrigue about the first one here. This is strange.
All right, so Elden Ring wins categories in 4 different categories, wins the Gamescom Awards. That's what's happening over there. They got an early look over at Gamescom. It's been Gamescom all week, Scott. Bandai Namco has emerged victorious from this year's Gamescom Awards, taking more prizes than any other publisher. The Japanese firm won 6 categories, including Best Lineup for a Single Company and Best Simulation, with upcoming theme park title Park Beyond.
Another park simulator. At least it's a new change of wording, but
yeah, well, dude, I'm kind of curious. I want to check it out. But let's get into some of the categories and who won what. The best action adventure game went to Elden Ring, so there's one. Best action game came to Far Cry 6. Best family game, Super Dungeon Maker. We'll have to check that one out, I think. Best indie game went to Lost in Random. That game actually looks pretty cool. Best RPG, Elden Ring. There's 2. Best simulation, Park Beyond. That's another one for Bandai Namco. Best sports game was Riders Republic. I checked out the beta, and that's all I can say. Best strategy game came to Age of Empires 4. Best multiplayer game went to Halo Infinite. There's Microsoft taking one. Best ongoing game, Scott, went to Apex Legends.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there's a lot of argument about best, but it is impressive.
It definitely is. But most original game went to Dice Legacy. Have you seen this game at all?
No, actually, I have not.
You literally like roll dice. It actually looks pretty cool. Best Xbox game went to Halo Infinite. That's a no-brainer right there. Best Switch game went to Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope from Ubisoft. Best PlayStation game went to Elden Ring. That's because what do they have? They have nothing.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird double-sided compliment there.
Absolutely.
It's not even out yet, though.
No, like it's just. What? Oh. Best PC game went to Siberia, The World Before. That's a cool point and click adventure game that takes me way back. Like way back. Best announcement went to Saints Row. Dude, are you a Saints Row fan at all?
I enjoyed the first one a lot, and I think I enjoyed the second one a little bit, but after that it got a little too wacky for me. Yeah, got real weird. I don't appreciate drugs enough to get into that.
It was not for me. But when I saw the trailer drop for Saints Row, like they're rebranding this, and I'm curious to see how quirky and wacky it gets, or are they gonna go more grounded? If they stay in the more grounded realm, dude, I could have a good time and play it. But if they go into that other stuff, your baseball bats turn into other toys and things like that. So I just don't want to. There's just
a little rubbery. There's aliens everywhere. It's just I'm going down a tangent in my mind right now because I know what you're talking about. But I like Saints Row with a bit of silly. It has its own flavor, and that's very integral to what it is, I think. But it got a little too far off the deep end.
It just went in a different direction than I really wanted to go. But best of Gamescom went to Elden Ring. There's Bandai Namco again. So there's 4 for Elden Ring. And the best lineup went to Bandai Namco. So they won all kinds of awards coming out of Gamescom. Good for them. Congratulations. And Elden Ring. Scott, are you excited for Elden Ring at all?
I am excited for Elden Ring. Now I'm a little worried though because it's hitting that precipice in hype where things get too hype and then they sometimes don't add up to what everybody was hoping for. But at the same time, people are getting excited for good reason. This is From Software. It's going to be something big and good. I'm just a little worried that they're going to try and oversell it. I'm looking at this list of the awards, though, and Bandai Namco took a lot of them with 2 titles.
Yeah.
Best lineup, 2 titles long. I'm gonna have to check those ones out.
Well, yeah, right. Elden Ring, I think, stole a lot of people's attention, and with good reason too. Right? We have yet to see something bad come out of From Software. So if you're a fan of that genre, I think you're in for a great game. And then you put R.R. Martin on too, right? And then Yeah, like high
Yeah,
hopes.
the only concern that leaves me is which decade that this game will come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Will we have the ending involved, or is that a DLC that never comes to fruition? You know,
Uh,
his books are great, I'm told, but
yes,
few and far between.
they're just not completed.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's From Software is just not my kind of studio. I'll be completely honest. I don't like the punishing like aspect of the game. So I'm more of a
Yeah.
third person shooter stealth player. So for me, this is definitely, I watch from afar, but appreciate what it is. Right. And it's, I wish it was my genre in a sense because they look incredible and they look like a ton of fun, but they also seem to be incredibly frustrating. And I'm
Yes.
not up for that challenge, Scott. I don't have time for
No,
that challenge.
you're left with welts by the end of it. So I want From Software to try their hand at a shooter because I
Yeah.
think that would work out really well. I know you had an experience with Returnal. I don't want just a clone of that, but
No.
I would like them to kind of make something in their own universe. I think that would be really cool. But
Returnal
I'm
was
sure
awesome.
we're a while away from breaking the molds, I think.
I think so, right? They found their niche and then they're just staying with it, and for good reason because like, a lot of people are gravitating towards what they make, right? So
Oh
it's
yeah.
hard to shy away when you're already on something like this that people kind of count on and rely on you to design and make for us each and every time you launch a new title. So, will we ever see Bloodborne 2? I think is the other question,
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah,
right?
a lot of people like the Bloodborne different
Yes.
styling than Dark Souls, but
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, dude. Let's get into some more Activision stuff.
oh no.
Overwatch.
I'm gonna be
dev-
so happy when it's just a game release
I know, right?
trailer.
Overwatch dev team changes McCree's name in light of Activision Blizzard lawsuit. I'm going to boil this down to keep it real simple. The reason why they're changing it is because McCree was named after one of the developers who is no longer working there, Jesse McCree, because of the circumstances, he's been let go. So
Yeah,
they want to change
I'm
their
not
name,
certain.
and that's it.
I'm not certain if this means that there's any guilt associated with that, or if it's just people dropping off of the tree as it shakes in the storm.
Yeah,
But
right. There's
it's unfortunate though. It's a lot of people might hear this news and think, you know, so what? And that is kind of valid. I understand that perspective, but let's just say if I had a character named, you know, John Savage or something in a game, and they took that from me, oh, that hurts.
yeah. So it is unfortunate, but maybe it comes with a good time and a good reason why to do such a thing. But they never stated what they're naming the character to be in the future. They're working on that design. They're working on releasing a new story arc for that character and everything. So they're redesigning McCree.
I'm hoping they make him look just like Clint Eastwood.
That's
Fistful of dollars. You just
Yeah.
call him dollars.
Just-
It doesn't even matter at that point.
You think he'll still have the same abilities and all that stuff? Like, not much of that will change. Just really the name and his backstory.
I imagine just the backstory, because otherwise it would seem to be a lot bigger of an update.
Yes,
But it's not impossible that they would change it up. But that would it could spur on the changing of other characters as well.
I think so. We'll see what happens, right? Obviously, there's a lot of unfortunate events happening right now over with Activision and Blizzard that could have been handled way back when, and none of this would have happened, right? So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But dude, let's get in the world and the future of cloud gaming, because cloud gaming forecasts to generate, you ready? $6.5 billion in 2024. This comes the way of Newzoo. Market intelligence firm Newzoo released a new study today reporting that the cloud gaming market should generate $6.5 billion in 2024 globally.
Holy
Man, that's
a lot of billions.
Absolutely. That figure represents an estimated upward trend that the firm has reported since 2018. Newzoo attributes this expected growth in cloud gaming for a number of reasons. New services are emerging as current ones continue to expand and more publishers are using the system while releasing new titles. Dude, it only makes sense, right? Honestly, it does make a lot of sense. Also, as new technology progresses to create a better user experience, COVID-19 is still creating challenges, and it remains difficult for consumers to get new hardware. Right? Like I think that's the biggest problem right there. The firm also reports that by the end of the year, there will be 23.7 million paid cloud users. Oh man, that's quite a growth, and with good reason. We just talked about the fact that Xbox is bringing their cloud gaming service. Stadia is already out there, and we're seeing other companies take to the market as well. When we talked about Xbox, though, Scott, they also stated that the Xbox One could then use cloud gaming services to play Xbox Series X and S titles. I think that's the big takeaway, right?
Adding a lot of interesting ability there, which is going to bring on a new wave of users for sure.
Absolutely. And we see other games and services coming around too, which is I'm curious to see, and we talked about it briefly yesterday too, the fact that like how does Stadia's future look? Right?
Yeah.
They kind of led the charge. Everybody's like, hey, here it comes. Like, here we go. We're getting into this cloud ability now. And how's that going to look for the future? We saw what's happening right now with Stadia, but then we see Xbox really taking charge now and kind of overshadowing the fact that they're now going to be leading the charge, I think, and kind of putting Stadia a little bit in the shadows behind them because they have so much of a library already, so much invested within the Xbox brand.
All that first party development that's coming down the line too.
Exactly.
Is a lot to keep it going and make it more popular even. But Stadia, I would like to believe that Google had the ability to pay for a lot of development, but I suppose they were not going to buy those development studios from other brands. It just wasn't going to happen that way. So I'm not sure if their fate was sort of sealed at the beginning. It's unfortunate.
I don't think they're going anywhere. I think that's the one thing to take away from is I don't think Stadia is leaving. Like, I don't think that they're just going to close tomorrow. I think they'll be around. I think what Stadia is now gearing towards is becoming the Steam platform and trying to build their library up and expand that way. But they're really to entice people to come over there and off the Xbox console, dude, is going to be a huge challenge because we have both. And I'm just not able to leave my Xbox. Like, all my friends are over there on Xbox already. So why would I pick up my library, shift it over to another platform but that none of my friends are on? I think that's one of the biggest challenges, right? Is how do you pull us all away? Because you can't just pull me away, because then you have to pull you away, Scott. You got to pull Nate away. You got to pull Kyle. You got to everybody I game with on a nightly, daily, weekly basis are on that platform or the PlayStation. Now, we haven't seen what PlayStation has lined up as far as cloud streaming. We've seen their...
That's kind of where I'm thinking this might develop into.
Yeah.
If Sony kind of takes the shortcut approach, which is just attempt to purchase Stadia or work into some sort of a deal where Stadia becomes the venue for PlayStation games that way.
Oh, wow.
That could be an interesting way for them to tread water still.
Scott, you know what, dude? I never even thought of PlayStation partnering with Stadia because they don't like man, this is kind of now. All right, now let's get into this topic because I wasn't expecting this. Dude, this is a cool idea, right? PlayStation needs some kind of streaming service. I think honestly they're going to do their own thing. I don't think they would partner with Stadia, but Stadia has the hardware and technology already invested in it. Why wouldn't you just bring Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon over to these platforms and let them deal with all that back end technology? And you don't have to do that, right? You want to play on the cloud, then go to Stadia. But you know how PlayStation wants it. They want you to be in their world, stay in their world, and don't leave.
Yeah,
right?
It's a little tenuous because of the news we had yesterday. Some of the players getting locked out of their free games.
Plus. Yeah,
I can just imagine that's going to be 100 times worse if you've paid for those games or that subscription and then it denies you.
Dude, Agent Howell says man with no name should be for McCree. That'd be sick. That would be awesome. Northern Nerdcast says Stadia is the Ouya of this generation. I kind of feel the same, man. I honestly
McCree's ultimate, he could pull the gun and instead of saying, I forget what he says, it's high noon, I think is what he says. He could just say, you feeling lucky, punk? I would like it.
Dude, let's get into more gaming streaming services because Netflix gaming service is now available, but only if you live in Poland. What? What? Why? We already knew that Netflix is planning to branch into gaming and it's taken another big step forward. Yesterday, the streaming giant announced that subscribers with an Android device can now try out its game service. Unfortunately, these features is currently only available to Netflix subscribers that live in Poland. You can play 2 games, Stranger Things and Stranger Things 3. It's like, oh, what? Why?
I thought that
That's
was
weird,
pretty
dude.
funny actually, because it's, hey, look, they're advertising other Netflix properties at the same time. That's
But yeah, that's exactly why you're playing
duo
those two
function.
games, right? Yeah, that was weird for me, but
Well, I
wow.
was wondering why Poland. They
Yeah,
need to do some sort of a training or testing ground, and that makes sense. But I thought,
Poland though.
how many people are there in Poland? Did they do this because it's a smaller pool of people, perhaps? But
Maybe, right?
no, there's potentially more people in Poland than there are in our country. So
Wow.
that was a bit of a surprise to me. But
Yeah.
I suppose it shouldn't be. They've been there forever.
So, huh. Well, I don't know. We'll see how this service. So their service though isn't focused on like what we play on a daily basis when it comes to the world of consoles and things. They're more focused on the mobile market. And I can see why they took that approach because mobile is even bigger than our own market, Scott. Mobile is huge,
Yeah.
right? And they want to capitalize on that. But for me, I don't understand why you'd even want to do that because I just pick up my phone and go there and that's it. Dr. Fu says Stadia lag makes me meh. Yep, makes it meh for him. I get it. Absolutely, dude. Stadia, if you don't have the infrastructure as far as internet hardware, then you're not going to be able to upload or download the game as quickly as possible, especially if you're playing something like Siege like we do and you don't have
Oh
that
yeah.
solid internet connection. Dude, it's a split second and you're dead. So,
all you need is a ping higher than 50, and it's a bad time.
yeah.
I mean, I can't say that specifically from experience or anything. I'm thinking just in general. We have a hard time enough with internet skips on a console.
But
I
yeah.
can only imagine it's 100 times worse if the entirety of the console is located online.
Dude, I don't see myself getting back to Netflix. I don't see myself using their service. Not for games, right? I just don't.
I'm hoping there'll be something unique, some Netflix style in-house development. There's a couple different
Stranger Things 4.
Oh, well, when's that Stranger Things series coming out now? That season's been teased for years.
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get on to some other Stranger Things, but Destiny 2 has some bad news for Xbox Game Pass subscribers. Destiny 2 and all of its expansions so far have been available for Xbox Game Pass subscribers to play, including the latest release, Beyond Light. The addition of Destiny 2 to the Xbox Game Pass lineup has no doubt given Bungie's MMO first-person shooter hybrid a boost, and there have been many Game Pass subscribers happy to get the whole Destiny 2 experience without having to buy all the expansions. Unfortunately, here comes the bad news. For Xbox Game Pass subscribers looking to continue their Destiny 2 journey through, there's some bad news to share. Destiny 2 is current and its current expansion will remain available on Xbox Game Pass for the time being, but the upcoming Witch Queen expansion will not be part of the package, Scott.
I really wonder how Nate's going to take that one.
I don't think he took it very well. Nate bought. I'm sure Nate will buy it. He's like, so a lot of people, dude. People have been playing Destiny for so long now, right? And Nate dipped out. He said he got really frustrated over the last, I'd say, 6 months to the year, and really dipped out of Destiny. And I never saw that happening. And then he saw Witch Queen, and he's like, "Woo, uh-oh!" Like he might be jumping back in. So we'll see what happens there, because it could be a cool thing to jump back into that world for him. It's been a long time, but I know a lot of people, dude, are still on it. I was talking to my buddy Matt too, and he's a huge Destiny fan. Bounced out because it's just a time sink, right? And then he saw the DLC expansion for that. He's like, I might have to get back in. Like,
it's so stop-start in comparison to other games. It's the initial thing releases, everybody pre-orders it, and then they play it, and oh no, the last third of the game is missing. Oh no. And then an update comes out several months later. Okay, I'm back into it. The ending is there. And then that burns out really quickly. People realize the level grinding is just too unreal. And then they bounce out. And then a new DLC comes. And they all come rushing back in. I can tell there's a hunger for it.
Yep.
And I understand that from a shooting perspective. I enjoy Bungie's, main work.
Oh man.
But it has me puzzled because I want to check it out, but I really just flatly don't want to spend any money on it. So to see it come on the Game Pass is a great idea, but
absolutely,
starting to stray.
I played Destiny 1, didn't really connect with me. Dude, I finished Destiny 2. I had a blast playing Destiny 2. But again, it's one of those experiences you need to play with friends, right? You play that in there alone, you're kind of like, this is okay, right? But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people they meet up with their team every day, and they'll go out and they'll grind all those things. And it's just like, man, I'm out of that grind. I remember Destiny 1, I was there with a buddy of mine. He goes, okay, I'm sure I've told this story before, but dude, I'll never forget it. It's okay, stand here and shoot that cave. I went, what? Yeah, we're gonna do this for the next hour. I said, oh no, we're not. No, I am not doing this for an hour just to sit there and grind up, man. That's not a good time to me. And they fixed
unless
that.
You throw
a
movie on your other TV or something at the same time. Then why are you even?
Not doing that, man. Not doing that whatsoever. It wasn't for me to do. But Destiny 2, they fixed it. I haven't seen the latest expansion trailer yet. I'm kind of curious now that Nate brought it up. I'm like, oh man, really? Are you gonna pull me back in too? Because holy, there's another time sink. But we'll see what happens. Scott, dude, what games are coming out for today? As we're getting close to the end of the show, like we always do, because we like to talk so much.
Yeah, so we have a couple new updates or announcements, it seems, instead of just regular releases. I'm just going to try and run through it very quickly here.
Okay.
The creators behind Clash of Clans reveal a new world-building IP called Everdale. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people are fans of Clash of Clans.
Yeah, dude, I downloaded it already.
Oh, cool. I'm going to trust that you'll inform me about how that goes.
Yep. I'll update you.
We have one that excites me here. This is Monster Rancher returns in a new bundle for Switch and PC. That one is super exciting. These two games are from 97, 99. They originally appeared on the PlayStation, and I love Monster Rancher. I played it on Game Boy Advance. I think it was the third or fourth game, but just that whole style. It's like I enjoy it more than Pokemon, but it's almost the same idea to me.
Cool.
And, I'm happy to see that return. There's other good news in a game that I shouted out a while ago, but this is Cat Dog and April O'Neil are on their way to Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl. I'm going to call that Nickelodeon Smash Bros.
Yep.
Just got my favorite character, Cat Dog. I'm in.
Okay, cool.
Other than that, we have some releases today, that being Baldo the Guardian Owls on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, and iOS. That's in there. Don't see that one often. Then we have Inked, A Tale of Love on Xbox One and PC. And then No More Heroes 3 on Switch.
Dude, that's a cool show. Nothing wrong with that. That was loaded today. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, where you can join us live over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the world. Have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody else on Monday inside the game.